Worship, your council, thanks for allowing us to speak tonight on behalf of Petrolia Minor Hockey. Here at the last meeting, this meeting. I guess I just have 3 points just to touch on. I'll be quick, and I'll be out of your way.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry. Oh my,
Just so
gonna have to shrink down here. Sorry. So yeah, I've just have 3 points that I'd like to touch on before we leave for tonight. The first one is just, from Petrolia Minor Hockey as an executive member, through our talks on our executive and with our membership, we're not looking to, steal, take away any other user group's allocation. I think from talking to Julie and just about the survey and everything else. I mean, I think would we be remiss not to echo and lobby for our membership. I've been on the council or the executive, sorry, for 12 years. The 2 biggest things that come out every single year when we meet is ice time and ice time allocation. So touching back on it, I think we would be remiss if we didn't lobby for our membership, come to council, come forward and really, again, present what our best opportunity would be or what we felt is our best situation for minor hockey. And again, keeping in mind that, we do want to keep Petrolia as a center of preferred play for people in the community. I think with the changing landscape of Ontario Minor Hockey and Ontario Hockey Federation with open borders and a lot of other stuff that's going on, a lot of moving parts, there are other communities that are around that do account for, I'm going to say, U9's always at 10 o'clock in the morning and U11's at this time in the morning. And that stability for a lot of people now, considering it's 2025 and there's lots of different types of households, people are working on the weekend. And when a person's carting 3 young kids to the arena, knowing that you're always at the same time on a Saturday or Sunday or Wednesday afternoon, it does go a long way. So I guess those are just the 3 things I wanted to touch on. We're certainly open for, I think over the 12 years I've been on the executive, we're certainly tried to be open and cooperative with the town of Petrolia as to whatever we do, whether it's through ice time allocation, fundraising, special events, anything of that sort. So thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it.
Okay. Well, just before you go, thank you for that. Councils, do you have any questions at all or clarification? Deputy Mayor Field.
Yeah, through you.
Yeah.
No, I just want to thank you for what you do and what you volunteer in the community doing.
Thanks.
I'm impressed with all the organizations, all the people I've talked to have done it in a very professional manner. And I, it's a hard situation to not have an answer that makes everyone perfectly happy. So, we're trying to do the best. And I think that it's important to, again, going back to where we maybe sit down and we talk and, minor hockey says what you just said about this is the way they're going through the province where 12-year-olds have to be, they don't want it. So they don't want them late at night or, so everybody to hear the same message all the time and not saying that the messages aren't coming and going, but we're filtering them in one at a time, but everybody can hear it as a group. So I just want to thank you for your professionalism.
Thanks. It is an emotional situation and we understand it. Petrolia Minor Hockey does. And I'm speaking as one executive member that could be here. Mike's here. And again, we're looking to work with whatever we need to work with to, again, keep Petrolia as the preferred place to play for kids in the community.
Thank you. Councillor Patel.
Thank you. Through you. Just a comment. Thank you again, as Deputy Mayor said, Petrolia Minor Hockey is our past and our future, and it's growing and expanding, and that's a great thing. Coming up with a perfect solution isn't, but working with council, I think we're going to get there, or we're going to get as close as we can. So appreciate.
Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Patel. And again, I want to thank you for your 12 years and your involvement. I know what it's involved to work with kids. I spent many years in the rink at 6 in the morning, so I remember well. Anything else from council?
Just the last thing, your slip, maybe you do need to run for council and there's election next year.
You have to wait till next year.
Yeah, there you go.
Thank you for coming to address council.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, please come forward. And again, for the record, speak into the mic and please state your full name and your address, please.
Good evening, Your Worship. Your Worship, through the council, my name is Courtney Sinclair. My address is 4548 Keating Street, Oil City, Ontario. I don't have any formal submissions tonight. Just want to make some comments in light of the ICE allocation policy that was spoken to tonight. So I acknowledge the fact that that policy is not going to come into place until the 2026-2027 season. We hope that for this season, we can work with staff at Petrolia Minor Hockey, Lambton Attack, all organizations, and be consulted to come up with an equitable solution. We are more than willing to do that. We just want to make sure that it's fair. Up to this point, we really haven't been consulted in any manner. That was council's direction at the last meeting, and in our opinion, it failed to happen. It didn't happen over the summer months. And so we hope that over the next few months or over the next couple weeks, because we are into hockey season suddenly, we will be consulted, and there will be some respect for the fact that we have had this ice for a long time, and we would really like to continue to play hockey. And then second to that, in light of the fact that the policy is going to come into effect in 2026, 2027, in light of the fact that Deputy Mayor Field said that this policy can be amended in the future, just wanted to point out a few concerns with the policy that I hope staff will reconsider, council will reconsider over the next year. First and foremost, in terms of primetime ICE allocations, minor youth organizations are granted access to all primetime ICE allocations pursuant to this policy, which is all ICE, all day, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday to Friday, with the exception of 6 a.m. to 4 p.m. So to the extent that the minor youth organizations have a need for all of that ICE, then according to this policy, they get it all. That means no more squires. Squires won't get their ice. We won't get our ice. No one else will get their ice. We've heard from our organizations that we do need more ice in the town of Petrolia. So I think it would be a reasonable possibility that these minor youth organizations will say, yes, we need it all. And so that is one consequence of this policy if it is not changed. Pardon me. Let me find my spot. Another thing about this policy is that it gives fourth priority to adult leagues. Within that adult league category, it gives priority to Petrolia Squires. I'd like to understand why they get priority. Does it come down to money? Is it because they make the town money? If so, that should be stated. Why is it? And secondly, this policy states that adult recreational leagues can only have ice scheduled at the first or last time of the day where available. I'm not sure why adult leagues need to be pigeonholed by that. If there are other ice times available, they should be able to take them. There's no reason to only pigeonhole them into those worst possible ice times. Another point is that there are some loose references to youth being from the town of Petrolia. So within the minor youth organization category, it says that organizations with a high percentage of local, in parentheses, town of Petrolia residents, and that's the only time that it references being a resident, and it doesn't actually explain what a high percentage is. I think that there's just things within this policy that really need to be worked out a little bit further. I encourage council to take a look at the City of Sarnia policy. It is much longer, more detailed, more clear. It will give staff a much more clear and concise direction to follow. One of the things within that policy is grandfathering existing ICE users specifically for adult groups. Within that policy, it grants grandfathered status to existing clients with access to historical ice times that have had the same ice time. In the policy here, it says for 2 or more consecutive years prior to 2010, 2011. As I previously said, we've had this ice for 53 years. My grandfather was skating when he was not much older than me. We really want to continue playing hockey. We really want to do it in the town of Petrolia, and we just ask that staff, council, everyone, please work with us. Consider the effects that this policy will have when it goes into place, if it goes into place next season. And also for the sake of this season, like I said, we would really like to work with staff, with other organizations to make sure that we can all have ice that we need, that is fair and equitable and at usable times.
Okay, thank you. Just before you go, any questions or comments from council? Deputy Mayor Field, go ahead.
Thank you for your presentation. You know, I echo the both organizations have brought good points. And, you know, and I think that there is a general consensus that everyone wants to work together. And I hope that that continues. I hope, you know, as we go through the policies, maybe as the groups sit down together with the town, these things can be talked about. For us to make decisions and to do things that affect you, you guys are the users. You're the boots on the ground, the skates on the ice. You're the ones that are doing that. So, you know, we want to hear, and, you know, I know that staff will work with you over the summer, over the next year to do that. And, you know, I expect that there will be likely some fine tuning. We threw a project at our staff to do in a very short amount of time, and they brought something very good to it. Yeah, there's always some fine tuning. There's always going to be some wordsmithing and some comments. You know, Sarnia is a comparison, but Sarnia does have a lot of ice and a lot of different situations. So, you know, I think it needs to be taken into account that we just have one ice. And there is some very good points that you brought up, and through your letter and through your presentation. So, no, that's it.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor Field. Any other members of council? Thank you for coming to address council tonight.
Thank you.
All the best. Anyone else wishing to address council at this time? Okay, seeing none, we'll move on the agenda regarding new and unfinished business. There was a motion from Councillor Chad Hyatt regarding the amendment to regular order, agenda order of business. And this was put into place, a notice of motion on July 14th. We'll be dealing with it tonight. I guess I need a seconder to put that on the floor, seconded by Deputy Mayor Field. I will ask the clerk to read that motion. I know it's quite lengthy, and then I'll ask Councillor Hyatt to speak to that, please. Go ahead.
Whereas Section 3.2E of the procedural bylaw details the order of business for council meetings, and item 1819 causes significant disruption in the proceedings of a regular council meeting agenda when there is cause for closed session component. Now therefore be it resolved that Section 3.2E order of business of bylaw 38 of 2023, item 18 and 29 be amended as follows. When a closed session of council item is required on the agenda, these items appear in the order of business under Section 3.2E as items 5 and 6, and that Section 3.2A be amended to note that when a closed session of business be required on the regular council meeting, the regular meeting of council be scheduled to begin at 6:30 p.m. or as otherwise determined by the chair. The regular meeting of council would then resume following the closed session meeting, but shall not start prior to 7:00 p.m.
Just before I go any further, I'd like to ask council to consider an amendment to basically give state approval that we could start our regular council meeting immediately following the closed meeting. So if we have a 10-minute closed meeting, right now you have to sit here until 7 before we can start. Even at the county, we do that. So I'd like to propose, or you'd consider an amendment to say that the regular council meeting start immediately after the closed meeting. Councillor O'Hara.
I think I understand what you're saying, to make the best of our time and all that. But what happens when some people plan and come to the council meeting at 7:00 and the business they're coming for is already over?
Well, we're just talking about closed session though, in-camera session.
Yeah.
So it's not open to the public.
That we can start the regular council
Oh,
5 minutes later.
oh, correct. Yeah, that's,
So
it would
then-
mean you would, but we'd have to post that so the public is aware of that. So we wouldn't be saying the meeting starts at 7. It would start immediately after the closed meeting.
So
Deputy Mayor Field.
through you. So then we'd have to say that our council meetings all start at 6:30. Like we would have to do it that way. So everybody comes. I know they do it at the county. Their meetings start at 9:00. They go in camera, the people stay and they go into a different room. You know, I agree. I think that it could be, you know, if we have a short in-camera meeting that's 10 minutes and all of a sudden we have an extra 20 minutes and we could be 3/4 of the way through a small agenda.
All right, and it's just a suggestion. We don't have to do that. I'm just thinking if it's a short meeting, we'll have to wait till 7. Go ahead,
So I did-
Councillor Hyatt.
I did put in a motion here that the meeting could start as per the chair's discretion. So you could start the meeting at 6:45.
Yeah, I'd hate to do that though, if we've already advertised a 7 o'clock meeting without giving notice.
For the closed session. The closed session can start
Right.
at your discretion.
So it could be a 7.
I think it's gonna be a quick meeting.
Right.
Oh,
Hard to tell.
okay, good. All right. I feel better about that. Okay, so I could say start at 1:45 for a 5-10 minute meeting.
Right.
Okay,
Right.
sorry. I wasn't aware of
I
that.
think it's gonna take.
Okay. All right.
So your worship, that amendment motion, that the discussion was held on, just get, if you can get a vote on that amendment motion.
And what's the amendment then?
That was that it started immediately following the closed session.
All right, so Chad has moved that.
No,
Oh.
not.
No, that was your, move. That was your motion, your worship.
No one seconded it, though.
Then, okay, Councillor Harry, are you seconding that? Or are we just gonna?
No.
leave it? All right, then I'll just withdraw it.
Okay.
I'll just withdraw that. All right. So we've got a mover and a seconder on that motion. Is there any discussion on the motion before you? We're all clear on that? Okay,
Oh, I'm
well,
not- what is it now?
well, it's the one that Mrs. Pearson read. You want it read again?
Yeah, please.
Okay,
Are you all right if I skip the preamble and just go to the time?
Just go to the
Time. I thought that's might be what you're looking for. That the section be amended, that to note when a closed session of business be required on the regular council meeting, the regular meeting of council be scheduled for 6:30 PM or otherwise determined by the chair. The regular meeting of council when then resume following the closed meeting session, but shall not start prior to 7 o'clock PM.
yeah, and I thank you, Councillor Hyatt, for bringing that to my attention. I had missed that giving me that option. All right, I'll call the vote. All those in favor? Opposed? That motion carries. Now, there is a notice of motion that was regarding from Councillor Hyatt on amendment to bylaw 38, 2022 basketball nets. That'll be brought up at the next meeting. And then we also have a motion from Councillor Wells regarding the construction of a new fire hall. That'll also be brought up at our next meeting. That'll take us now to a motion in regards to having the one bylaw read a first and second time. I need a move and a seconder. Moved by Councillor Clark, seconded by Deputy Mayor Field. Any discussion? All those in favor? That motion carries. And I'll need a motion to have the bylaw read a third time, signed, sealed, and numbered. Moved by Councillor Patel, seconded by Councillor Hyatt. And I'll ask the clerk to read that motion, please.
And that is for bylaw number 27 of 2025, being a bylaw of the Corporation of the Town of Petrolia to confirm the resolutions and motions of the Council of the Town of Petrolia, which were adopted up to and including September 8th, 2025, be read a third time and finally passed.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? That motion carries. And a motion to adjourn would be in order. I need a mover and a seconder. Moved by Councillor Clark, seconded by Deputy Mayor Field. I will ask the clerk to read that motion, please.
That is for the Council of the Town of Petrolia, that the September 8th, 2025 meeting of the Council of the Town of Petrolia be adjourned to the next regular scheduled meeting of council to be held on Monday, September 22nd, or to call of the chair.
All in favor? That motion carries. And I just want to finish to remind the public and those present to please buy local and Canadian if possible. Thank you and have a good night.
I will meet you in signatures.
Disappeared.